Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today, I'm telling you about the mains, because, of course, I need to talk about the namesake of Poppy's world and her buds lol. To start us off, there are about 5 main areas in Ariel Avenue that are open to visitors, all corresponding to a main rainbow roller rink for Poppy, Melody Island for Boxton, Toy House Playground for Toodles, Astral Diner for Cosmo, and Retro Arcade for Shrimpo. Poppy, the fan favorite, is the leader of the 5 mains, usually found skating about in Rainbow Roller Rink. Though she occasionally causes a bit of mischief elsewhere, she's a known daredevil, and enjoys getting herself in sticky situations, causing a bit of trouble for both handlers and toons alike. She's often seen in promotional media, especially once promoting her famous Poppy Pop, fruit-flavored soda, usually coming in orange, blue raspberry, or pink lemonade. Boxton is the cautious musician of Melody Island, which functions as both a music-themed museum and a souvenir market. He's usually not seen out in the open, enjoying to stay in his own little quiet place most of the time. He does show up for events, though, which is where most of the people only really see him if they don't actively look for him. He occasionally is seen in Toy House Playground with Toodles, though. Because I said so, Toodles is the representative of Toy House Playground, a massive place full of tunnels, slides, toys, trampolines, etc. She's very cheerful and giddy, and she interacts the most with other kids, like she isn't even a toon. She's a bit fond of horseplay though, so she usually has to be supervised by toon handlers. When she's not at the playground, she's probably with her parental figures, Roger and Tegan. Cosmo is the head baker of Astral Diner, alongside his Sprout. He's a bit of a pushover at times, though he has Sprout to stand up for him. He's a little teddy bear, but he tends to overwork himself as a really bad habit. And lastly, there's Shrimpo, the bully of the group. He's written to be more of a bitter and salty sir loser in this AU, and he is constantly surrounded by toon handlers, so he doesn't end up setting off one of the kids. Because, the amount of fights he's gotten into is absolutely insane. He hangs out around the arcade near the basketball machines, because there's no real court there, and that's all 5 mains. They all lived normally for a bit, until Toodles made the mistake of looking for Roger while he was still twisted. She did find him eventually, not bothering to care about why he was wrapped in vines, or why there was a gaping mouth on his chest, or why he spoke in that dark tone, until a vine emerged from that mouth, grabbing her and pulling her inside. Elizabeth Afton Court. Once she was spat out, mushrooms grew from the crack she had gained. She had become one of them, to infect. All the toons fell one by one, and inevitably the mains fell as well. The mains all have separate mechanics, some more godforsakenly annoying than the rest. Our protagonists have to deal with all 4 twisted mains, though whether or not Shrimpo will become twisted is up for debate. Toodles' mechanic is that people who get too close to her will have their vision blurred by spores, and mushrooms will begin to pop up on the screen, which the player will have to click to remove. The more mushrooms are on a person's screen, the slower they become. They don't actively hurt the player though. Toodles is still her normal speed, except her attention span is a lot lower considering her eyes are gone. Boxton is by far the most annoying piece of shit to grace this earth. He doesn't technically classify as twisted, because the plants didn't come from any sort of ichor. They came from Dandy, and they completely ate him from the inside, piloting his dead body. He's slow because of the fact that vines are what he uses to walk, but his mechanic is horrible for distractors. Regardless of if he's in a chase or not, he will send a long-range attack towards anyone in his line of sight, due to his number of vines. Thankfully, attacks in the Mainswap AU have skill checks to block the attack if you get them for the first time, and for Boxton, it is guaranteed you will get a skill check if you're not the one being chased. Still hate him, though. Cosmo is also very annoying. His entire mechanic is that if you have an empty heart slot when he attacks you, he will heal it with a moldy heart that debuffs practically all your stats. 25% less speed. Stamina drains 20% faster and recharges 10% slower. Attack is decreased by 50%, and cooldown is increased by 20%. Your stealth goes down the drain as well. What's worse is that the moldy heart takes its place in the middle of your health bar, so you have to lose a normal heart to lose your moldy heart. It's funny because Poppy might actually be the easiest to deal with out of these four. She has bubbles that spawn all over the map that can alert her to your location if they spot you. Despite being slightly faster than Glisten due to her skates, she's terrible at turns. Unfortunately, she's a bit hard to distract. And Shrimpo almost got twisted. Dandy attacked him when he threatened to tell other people about the ichor plans. So now, he's only on one heart and will become infected if he takes the slightest bit of damage. Despite that, he has great speed, stamina, and attack, making him a sort of glass cannon. His abilities will be explained in the next video.